Welcome, my fellow Americans. Welcome, my fellow peer supporters. This last year, we've seen many changes across Montana. The system is changing because of you. Because of the good work of men and women doing this work in the name of peer support and recovery, the system is changing for the better. Our voice is being heard. This is a new profession, peer support. This is a new workforce, which brings challenges and uncertainty to the system. Together, we must be patient. This last year, these changes that we've seen the first certified behavioral health peer support specialist in Montana. There are 46 providers of peer support services across the state. There are 92 peer supporters working. With the support of the Addictive and Mental Disorder Division, the Montana Healthcare Foundation, and the Behavioral Health Alliance, we will see that number increase tremendously over this next year. But we can't do this alone. We need to be in this together, you and me. We have peer supporters working in hospitals like Dr. Azubi's Vision for the Billings Clinic. We have peer supporters working in the community like Don Roberts in Ronan in the Never Alone Recovery Hall. We have peer supporters in tribal communities like the work that Lori Sunchild is doing on the Rocky Boy Reservation. We have peer supporters working in the treatment court system, mental health centers, outpatient SUD centers, Montana State Hospital, community health centers, and even Fort Harrison, the VA. And now, for the first time, we have peer supporters working at Montana Chemical Dependency Center. This is groundbreaking. All of the work you are doing is changing the system for the better. This is the result of years of hard work, dedication, resources, funds, and lasting partnerships. Without them, none of this could happen. It's people like you that make this happen, people in recovery. Now that we have the workforce, it's your turn to demonstrate to the people of Montana the power of peer support and recovery. With good data collection, with positive outcomes, or else this will all be for naught. As we've seen in past decades, society will and can lose faith in recovery if we can't demonstrate its effectiveness. We need to show positive outcomes. We need to speak up. We need to let our voice continue to be heard. And this needs to come from the workforce. We have to engage more youth in the recovery movement. We've seen in the past that aging leaders did not bring youth along. We need to do this. We need to make sure we're bringing youth with us. We need to make sure that all peer supporters are certified, no exceptions. If you are doing professional work as a peer supporter, you must be certified. We need to do this. We need to be together. We need to be united. As peer supporters, we must stay healthy. We have to have effective self-care plans to care for ourselves, just like we did when we started our recovery journeys. And we must share those plans with our clinical supervisors for additional professional support. We have to adhere to our code of ethics. We have to give 100% each and every day. All of this will ensure a strong peer support workforce and a future for the profession. It's in our hands. Speaking of hands, right now in the Montana legislature, Senate Bill 30 is up for discussion. Senate Bill 30 proposes that peer support become Medicaid billable. If you are not aware of this, you're not doing your job as a peer supporter. This is about your future. You need to speak up. Legislators want to know. They believe in peer support. But right now, more than ever, you have to let your voice be heard. You are the workforce. They need to hear from you. At the moment in Montana, peer support is funded through foundational and trust grants, federal block grant dollars, general fund, and state targeted response grants. This is not sustainable into the future. We cannot continue to rely upon 2-year cycled grants and say our future is secure, because it is not. Those grants could be given to other states. Those grants could be taken away. We need to think about this. We need to have a sustainable plan. Let your voice be heard. Sustainability for peer services will come from both public and private funding. We need to think about this. We need to work together on this for the future of peer support. Right now in Montana, the average pay for a peer supporter is $15 an hour. The national average is $16.50 an hour. This is an opportunity, once again, for you to advocate. Do not settle for below average wages. You're worth more than that. The work you are doing is important. Do not settle for less than. When you settle for wages less than the national average, you hurt all peer supporters, because the norm then will be lower than the national average. Think about that. The majority of peer supporters in the state of Montana currently work part-time. This is something Montana Peer Network is going to work on moving into the future. We want to see more full-time positions for peer supporters. If you want to join us in that advocacy effort, reach out, let us know. Again, let your voice be heard. And to wrap up, I just want to say Montana's Peer Network is dedicated to each and every one of you. All the wonderful work you are doing. We will continue to lead the recovery movement in Montana, as we have for the last 7 years. But we cannot do this alone. I have a wonderful staff and board of directors who work really hard. But we need our members. We need you, each and every one of you, to step up now and share your experience in the workforce. Tell us what improvements need to be made. Join in our advocacy efforts. Everyone needs to have a voice. Everyone should be at the table. Everyone should be involved. This September, we will have the 2019 Recovery Conference. I encourage each and every one of you to come to that conference. Let your voice be heard. The service area authorities will host their Congress at our recovery conference. This is how to have your voice be heard. But you need to be there in September. If you want to find out more on how to get involved and what's going on at Montana's Peer Network, visit our website at mtpeernetwork.org. And I thank you. God bless America, and God bless peer supporters.